We know there are many choices in internet radio, and the staff and host of LA Talk Live would like to thank you for choosing the internet's hottest destination for the most eclectic sound and invigorating talk. This is LA Talk Live. We are more than just talk.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rhona Bennett. Welcome to Perspectives Corner. Very happy to have you in the spot. So, tonight's going to be really cool because it is personal power coaching with Ro. And I think, thank you. And I think I picked a really, really great topic to discuss. Tonight's topic is, what happened to my big plans? What now? How many of you have asked that question of yourself? Right. To my left is my friend, my business partner, Tony Hannibal. He is an entrepreneur and he's the owner of Benchmark Roofing Services. Every once in a while, shout out to Tony. Every once in a while, Tony will sit down at the table and he will chop it up with me. Sometimes he tries to stay away from the camera, but then he ends up always giving his little jewels of wisdom or his insight from off to the side. And I'm like, Tony, would you just get on the mic? So tonight, he's on the mic because I think he will have some cool things to say about tonight's topic. Yeah, absolutely. Clap it and clap for Tony. So, how many of you have asked that question of yourself? What happened to my big plans? All these big dreams, these aspirations, your goals. You know, when you were a kid and you dreamed big and you were in your 20s and you felt real fresh, and then all of a sudden things didn't quite pan out the way you thought they would. You thought your basketball career was going to take off and you turned another direction. You thought your singing career you was going to be Beyonce and now you're Sheon, whatever. Right. It just didn't work out. However, you have taken another turn, and some people are happy with that turn and some people not so much. And I think that when we're assessing how successful we are, sometimes we will compare, a lot of times, we will compare ourselves to people and things outside of ourselves, and we'll think that that should be our barometer for where we stand. When in essence, I'm finding out that you're not giving yourself enough credit. Mm-hmm. There are some things that you are doing right now that you probably aren't giving enough kudos to, that you're doing. And I'm going to point those things out tonight in an article that I'm going to read. A few weeks ago, I was traveling, and let me go before that. I'm a Toastmaster. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Toastmasters, but basically it's this international speech club. They have them sprouting up all over the world, and they'll have speech competitions. All kinds of good stuff comes out of Toastmasters. But really, some of the main things that it's here to do is to help you get over the fear of public speaking, help you come out of your shell. It gives you leadership skills. It helps you with the ability to communicate yourself better on the spot. Even when you think things out, it helps you to structure things. It can be really cool. So if you're looking for something like that, Google it or talk to a friend about it. Usually somebody next to somebody knows about it, and they can point you in the direction of different clubs around your city. And I would suggest you check out as many as you like. And then when you find that perfect fit, get in there and take your self-expression to the next level. But when you become a member of Toastmasters, they give you these magazines, and I'll get these magazines in the mail, and I'll toss them to the side sometimes, and then every once in a while I might thumb through it and I'll see like a title that really grabs my attention, and I won't always get around to it because I'm either busy or I don't create the space. But there's this article that I had run across, and it said, how far has your bottle gone? Ask the right questions when reviewing your life's achievements. And I was like, okay, no, that's totally calling my name. I'm going to read this. Right. So finally, I was traveling. I had some time waiting on my ride to come and get me. And I read this article, and it is off the chain. I cannot wait to get this out to you. I was going to blog it. Then I was like, dang, I want to blog the whole dang on thing. So I said, you know what better place than Perspectives Corner to read it to you and to get your take, get this in your system, and hopefully inspire you to do much more with where you are right now. So, When we come back off of the break, that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to jump into this article. And if you feel like you have something really valuable to add to the conversation, please do not hesitate to hit us up at 323-247-7443. You know I love to start the show with a song that kind of sets the tone. Check this out. This is our independent artist, Kelly Nicole, her song, Pushing. Enjoy the music, and we'll be right back.
Out here, alone, without a friend, the bad seems to become a trend. A cruel world is never kind. Wishing it could be different. Give life a new meaning. Cause lately things have been kind of depressing. Wishing things were good somehow, but I can't give up now. I may be down, but I'm not out. I gotta keep pushing past this moment. Focus, building on what I believe in. Though I am not perfect, I am scratching the surface, and I know that I am worth it. As the sun begins to break, the clouds just fade away, and finally I breathe. I'm here on the brink of a new day. I'm switching up the pace, and I'm gonna be me. Cause everything is so different. Life has a new meaning, and I'm gonna start again, being who I am. See, everything has changed somehow, and I can't give up now. I may be down, but I'm not down. No, pushing past this moment. Focus, building on what I believe in. What I believe in. Not perfect. I am scratching the surface, and I know that I am worth it. All I need is hope.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Perspectives Corner. Isn't this beautiful? I have fallen in love with this song. Kelly Nicole. Isn't it beautiful? Hey, it's so sweet. Love it. Y'all know I go in with music, so. I am also going to introduce a guest that I'm going to be having later in the show, Miss Brandy Burks. She is an exceptional playwright. She was nominated for an NAACP Theater Award. Congratulations, lady. We're going to get to know more about, yes, shout out to Brandy. And we're going to get to know more about her. She has a production out called Nylons. It's going to be one show only at the Wilshire E. Bell Theater in Los Angeles, California on July 28th. Be sure to get out there and support the work. But we will get to know more about Brandy and what she's been up to and how this NAACP Theater Award nomination has impacted her creativity. I want to know. Okay, so today's topic, for those just tuning in, what happened to my big plans? Now what? So I'm going to read this article that I was telling you about that I read when I was traveling one day, and I was like, I got to share this with my audience. This is written by a gentleman named Ernest R. Stair. Shout out to Ernest for, as far as I'm concerned, in my humble opinion, I thought it was excellently written, and I think it's going to inspire some things in everybody that gets an opportunity to hear it. So here we go. One day, in the middle of your life, you suddenly wake up and wonder, where did I go wrong? Not that you are in any kind of trouble. I mean, you're a law-abiding citizen, you pay your taxes, you're 2 months ahead on mortgage payments, and your kids' school grades are above average. So what's wrong with the present picture of your life? Where? Okay, how about that? Why is my page? Oh, okay. So not much ground has been covered, and it seems that time is running out. So this is called a pivotal point. If you feel yourself in the early stages of a decline and fall of your great expectations, you are standing directly on top of one of life's decisive moments. What's it going to be? Do you settle for less, or do you find a better way to pass life's achievement test? To help you make up your mind, you try seeing yourself as if it were in a bottle, and you toss it into the sea. So one day, Bill Burroughs of Massachusetts searched his house for a seaworthy bottle that could carry the note he had just written to the far corners of the world. The note said, "Will the person who finds this let me know where and when it was picked up?" He added his address, then stuffed the note into a glass bottle. He sealed it with wax to keep the water out, and he tossed it into the sea from the Massachusetts coastline. Then he went back to his house, dreaming of all the exotic places that the bottle with his name in it would travel. And one day, two people walking on a beach found the bottle. They opened it. They read Burroughs' note. They located him with the help of a computer database. Burroughs was amused to learn that the bottle he had tossed into the sea more than 45 years earlier, where it was found, it was only a few hundred yards from the spot where he set sail with it in the first place.
Wow. Okay.
A life in 3 acts. Sooner or later, a moment of truth like that is bound to show up on everybody's doorstep. Once it does, it is in no hurry to go away. Then you must ask yourself, what happened to the big plans I made for myself? If you're like most people, your life can be divided into 3 acts. Act 1, the launch and the dream. How about that? You can remember being a kid dreaming. I know I was. I had a bright and vivid imagination, and I saw great things for myself.
Yeah, me too.
Act 2, facing the truth that my bottle didn't go very far.
Wow.
Act 3, all the time after that. When the curtain goes up on Act 2 of your life, don't get discouraged. Just like most plays, your life will go on. You will doubt your achievements. You will recall only the mistakes, the regrets, the mountains not climbed, the horizons not crossed, the adventures not tried. And once you do that, questioning the worth of your life won't be far behind. The most important question for Act 2 of your life is now what? What will I do with the rest of my life now that I've faced the truth that my bottle didn't go very far? Everyone has an Act 2. Not everyone moves successfully from Act 2 to Act 3. In the theater of life, all of the action is in Act 3. Anybody can be happy in Act 1, dreaming of all the wonderful possibilities that lie ahead. Anybody can be miserable, mired in Act 2. Mourning all of the great expectations of the past that show no signs of ever being achieved. But Act 3, all the time after you face up to that feeling that your bottle didn't go very far, Act 3 is where the courage is. Act 3 is where the wisdom is. Act 3 is where the greatness is. You will never pass life's achievement test if you ask the wrong questions. These are the wrong questions you ask yourself, everybody. How much money do I make? How many square feet does my house contain? How will my job title sound at a high school reunion? Do I get dizzy thinking about my rung on the ladder of success? Do you guys find yourself thinking about where you are on the ladder of success? How many people report to me? How important do you feel you think you should be? How many walls are needed to display my degrees, awards, honors, trophies, and tributes? These are the wrong questions to ask yourself when you're assessing your life's achievements. These questions have one thing in common. The answers determine your grade on your life's achievement test based on other people's definitions of success. Other people drive your property and estimate your net worth. Other people measure your success by your job title. Other people put weight on whether you give orders or you take them.
Correct.
Other people size up your achievements by counting the awards and recognitions bestowed upon you with a pinch of pomp and circumstance. If you are asking yourself these questions, you care more about what they think about you than what you think about yourself. You trust your precious self-esteem and happiness to everybody else.
Happens a lot.
Happens a lot. To really pass life's achievement test, you need to start asking the right questions. Here are the right questions to ask yourself. How many times did I refuse to quit? Anybody can be promoted to bigger and better things, but it takes true grit to stay put and see things through when you are not being recognized. Anybody can write somebody off, but it takes exceptional determination to stay beside someone who is making major mistakes in life. Count all the times that you didn't give up on someone or something. Tony, when that question is asked of you, how many times didn't you quit? What does that make you think about in moments in your life where you could call that a success?
There was, back when I used to play basketball, I remember I was in the 7th grade. Never touched a basketball in my life. I was just 6'3", 7th grade.
Wow. You were tall.
Yeah. So the basketball coach asked me to play. Ended up playing. Between my 7th grade year and my freshman year in college, I lost 17 games. I won 6 championships.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So that being a champion kept driving me not to give up, got to give up. I think that even carries over into today, where I just, certain things I just don't tolerate. Don't quit. You just got to keep going. Even when it seems dim, I just think it's a test, a challenge.
Have you ever equated that to being successful because you don't quit? Have you let that be a part of how you assess your life's achievements? The fact that you didn't quit at times? Or did you just think,
No, I give it really to God. Most of the time I just give it to God. I just think that you're always going to get tests. A lot of people quit when they come up to a test.
Yeah.
And I just figure that God, at a certain point, you get rewarded for continuing.
For pushing through.
Yeah, pushing through.
One of the things that makes... Go ahead,
and having faith. That's what I'm saying, having faith.
And having faith. That makes me think about the fact that we're so used to being comfortable that when the first sign of being uncomfortable, people shy away from that. But just a reminder, when you are uncomfortable, that's when you can grow the most, because it's forcing you to push outside of your comfort zone, what you're familiar with. Life is in the mystery.
I remember Steve Harvey said it best. He said, a lot of people are not successful is because of the fact they don't like to be uncomfortable. In order to have success, you got to go through some uncomfortability.
Hello.
And so when people see that, they give up.
We have a caller on the line. You're listening to Perspectives Corner with Rhona Bennett. Who's there?
Hi, this is Tracy Glover Walker.
Tracy, how are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. I saw your post on Facebook. Thank you for tuning in.
No problem. Thank you. I love your show.
Thank you so much. Where are you calling from, Tracy, by the way?
Salt Lake City, Utah.
This is a Utah lady. Welcome to the show. So what did you want to add to tonight's discussion?
Well, I can understand what the article is saying. I used to be like that, asking the wrong questions for myself and relying on people to determine my future.
Yeah.
And I always wanted to make everybody else happy but myself. And then I had to realize that my self-worth is for me.
Hello.
And I had to turn that around and to accept my fault and what I couldn't do in life. And then when I understood that and what my purpose was, I learned how to dismiss other people and not try to make other people happy than myself and my family.
Wow. That can be Go on, I'm listening.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to comment on what you were saying, but I want you to go ahead and finish your thought.
Well, the thing is that what I had actually realized is when I fell, that motivates me more and more for me to keep going and go a different route to reach what I want to do.
Beautiful. A lot of people can't, they don't go that way.
Yeah, they can't get outside the box.
They can't get outside the box. They're scared to be uncomfortable, you know, and you're taught a lot of the times to search for comfort. Even in our ads that we see on television and, you know, on the radio, we're bombarded with being comfortable. But the real growth or significant growth happens when we're uncomfortable because you got to stretch to find out what else you're made of. You have to stretch to get to more of your greater potential. So thank you so much for calling, Tracy. I appreciate you sharing that.
Thank you. Have a nice night.
You too. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah. Okay, so let's find out another right question to ask yourself. How many times did I learn from my mistakes? A concert pianist will tell you that there is no such thing as a flawless performance. Learning how to handle mistakes is as much an art as knowing the right keys to press. Everybody makes mistakes, but not everybody takes the time to examine those mistakes and, without fixing blame on someone else or something else, look for ways to chart a new course for the future. Count all the times in your life that you learned from your mistakes.
Yeah. I mean, I think, you know, going to that, I mean, you had a conversation with Pancho, and he was telling you about how to go deeper in music, and you can play things a different way, but people don't go that deep. They just stay, you know, at that level, the comfort level.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, most definitely. So we're the two questions that we have come across so far in asking the right questions is how many times did I refuse to quit and how many times did I learn from my mistakes? You know? Are we at break or are we still just going? We chilling. Okay, we chilling. So the next thing, how many times did I make a comeback? How about that? The normal thing about life is its alternating current of highs and lows, brought about by the whims of fortune. To find the secret of success in others, look not at their highs, but at their lows. How they meet the heartaches, disappointments, and tragedies of their life. A crowning achievement in your life may not be when you're building a way to the top, but in rebuilding after a fall.
Right.
Count all the times in your life that you made a comeback.
Yeah.
I mean, these are all great ways to assess real achievement in your life.
Right.
Because a lot of the times you'll think that because you didn't necessarily make or achieve those loftier goals that you had, that all of a sudden your life is a failure.
It's done. Right.
And it's not.
Right. It just wasn't meant for you, or it wasn't your time. It just wasn't your time.
It could have been timing.
Right.
It could have been that, you know, learning patience.
Right.
And a lot of the times we'll ask for things. We'll ask to be in some big shoes. And you got to grow into those shoes.
Right. We want instant stuff
We
now.
think, and especially now, you know, we live in an instant gratification culture.
Right.
So we want things now.
Right.
But sometimes we don't realize how big our goals really are, and that there are some large shoes for you to fill, and you may not be ready to take on all that you've asked for yet.
Right.
So you have to be patient in patiently trotting forward.
Right.
Keep taking a step.
Right.
When you get the blows, know that that's an opportunity,
Right.
not a problem.
Right.
You could
Right.
flip it on its head and say,
Right.
this is an opportunity for me to grow. This is an opportunity for me to look at this situation and say, what else could this mean? What else can I do with this that will take me to the next step or
Right.
point me in the direction of where I want to go?
Right.
How can I let this expand on my character?
Right. And I mean, I had, you know, I've been working on the jazz festival.
Yeah.
It's probably about 5 years now. I wanted to start off as a 3-dayer. You know, I had all these big
Yes.
dreams. But then I got a reality check. My mentor that has thrown jazz festival, he says, no, start off as a 1-dayer at a smaller park.
Yeah.
You ain't got to have a big golf course and all that. He said, just, you know, and build it from there. So, you know, here I am still, you know, building and so forth. So now looking back at it, I was like, that would have been a big major mistake, trying to go in large off the bat and do a 3-day concert, you know, and I never did one.
Yes. And I don't know if we always realize, that the things that happen in our lives, they're here to prepare us for something. And we may not even, you know, I think this analogy might have even been used in this movie called The Secret, where you're going forward. It's a lot of fog. You're driving and all you can see is about maybe 4 feet ahead of you. And the rest is like really foggy, but you still keep going forward because you know in that direction is your destination.
Right.
However, you have to trust
Right.
that because you're on this road and, you know, the engineers put it down, that you're going to make it.
Right.
Same thing.
Right.
Like you were saying, living by faith.
Right.
Trusting.
I mean, me and you, we sit down, we're business partners, so we sit down all the time. We got a slew of businesses, but we always sit down and say, okay, we're not ready for this right now. Let's put this one on the back burner. Let's do this one now. Let's not do this one so big, So I think that, a lot of people, they want the instant thing, because they see it so much in society. It's a lot of pressure to drive the big car, live the big house.
Yeah.
And success doesn't come easy. It doesn't. It takes a lot of work.
It takes hard work. It takes determination. It takes commitment. It takes perseverance. It takes consistency. All that good stuff. Yeah. But guess what? It's all the better for you, because sometimes you'll ask for what you want, and let's say you get it, but you haven't developed the traits and the attributes and the characteristics needed to maintain it.
Keep it. It's easy to get it.
Yeah.
You can go sign. All you gotta do is have good credit and have a little bit of money in the bank and get a nice house. Yeah. But can you do it over 30 years and make them big notes?
Hey. So if you can always flip. This is Perspectives Corner. You can always flip your perspective about what you're looking at. What else could it mean to you? How else could it be benefiting you? If it's here, how can you learn from it? How can you grow from it? Have you learned from your mistakes? Awesome question. Okay, and we're going to hit one more question before. Oh, we have a caller. You're listening to Perspectives Corner with Rhona Bennett. Who's on the line? Are you there?
Yes, I am.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Who am I speaking with?
This is Mary.
Hi, Mary. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Bennett, California.
Is this Mary Goodson?
Yes, it is.
How you doing?
You must know Mr. Tony.
Good. How are you?
I grew up with Mary.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, I grew up with Mary.
Howdy, what's going on?
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm calling for Brandy Burke.
Yeah, Brandy will be on probably in the next 10
minutes. 15 minutes. We're going to bring Brandy in.
And they keep kicking me off. Why are they kicking me off?
Who's kicking you off?
I don't know. I was on for like 15 minutes. They booted me out, and I called back, and they did it again.
Have you been listening to the show?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so you got to have patience.
I am, and I'm going to keep on being on hold, Tony, okay?
Okay. All right, we're going to get back to you in about 10 minutes.
Hey, Mary, are you watching it online as well?
No, you know what? I'm not able to where I'm at right now because I don't have the internet on there. On my phone, yes.
Oh,
but not on the computer.
Okay. I got you. Okay. Thank you for calling in.
I'm listening to everything. I'm here. I'm on hold.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right. Thanks a lot.
All right.
Okay. Talk soon. Shout out to Mary. Okay. So how many times did I make a comeback was the question we had just left off on. Okay. So here's the next one. How many times did I let somebody else have all the glory?
That's being humble.
How about that? In soccer, an individual's season score includes assists as well as goals. Throughout life, you have opportunities to help other people get the credit they deserve, then enjoy the applause they receive when standing in the spotlight. It is nice to receive an award, but there's a deeper satisfaction in opening a door for somebody else to get one. From that, you will receive the kind of trophy that does not gather dust. Count all the times in your life that you let somebody else have all the glory. Because sometimes people, we might do this on a daily basis in a small way. You might do it for a cousin. You might do it for a friend. You might do it for a stranger. And maybe nobody even said anything or recognized it. So, you don't put anything behind it. But all these things that you're doing, they are collectively adding to the real achievement and success level in your life. This stuff is building real character.
Because when you lead this world, that's what you want to leave back, a legacy. You don't want to just, what you did, but, people saying what you've done for them. In LA and I guess other places of the world, there's that crab in a barrel mentality where everybody's trying to pull everybody else down so they can get up. And they think that that's the way to go, but it's actually reaching down and bringing somebody up with you.
They say that the one of the best ways you can help yourself is by helping somebody else and giving what you want to get. So if you want more support, give more support. If you want to experience more love, give more love. And the list goes on. So definitely a great question to ask yourself. How many times did I let somebody else have all the glory? Okay, so we're at the half-hour mark of the show, and hopefully some of these questions have really inspired you, if not all of them, and given you a reason to reassess how successful you really are. You've been listening to Perspectives Corner with Rhona Bennett, and we will be right back.
Let's make this up, and I'm fine under cloud nine. I wear the lamb's wool, the feet of burnt brass, and the water defies gravity like the nature of a gas. And I'm fine under cloud nine. Twist my cloud and it rains.
We know there are many choices in internet radio, and the staff and hosts of LA Talk Live would like to thank you for choosing the internet's hottest destination for the most eclectic sound and invigorating talk. This is LA Talk Live. We are more than just talk.
Power for the metaphysical world. Oh, happy to be nappy. I'm black and I'm proud that I have been chosen to wear the conscious cloud. And I'm fine.
Hey, this is Lady J inviting you to join me every Thursday from 4 to 5 p.m. for my all-new show, Lady J's Wild World of Sports. Join me as I highlight all entities associated with sports, from athletes, trainers, referees, and even actors that have portrayed athletes. Okay, so don't forget to tune in to Lady J's Wild World of Sports exclusively on latalklive.com. You can also catch me on iTunes Radio R&B or watch me on Ustream.tv. Reality radio handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk, okay?
Hi, this is Kim.
And I'm James.
Inviting you to join us on our all-new reality radio show, Kick Your Assets into Shape.
Every Friday at 10 a.m. beginning June 29th.
Join us on the show that gets your money straight and your business growing.
So don't forget to tune into our show, Kick Your Assets into Shape.
Exclusively on latalklive.com.
You can also catch us on iTunes.com.
And like us on Facebook at Kick Your Assets into Shape.
Or watch us on Ustream TV.
This is LA Talk Live, reality radio handcrafted for your listening pleasure and more than just talk. We are your hosts, Kim
and James,
of the all-new reality radio show, Kick Your Assets into Shape.
Which boot you gonna use, babe? The steel toe or the pointy one?
No boots on this show.
Oh, man, dang.
Hi, this is Dawn Christie inviting you to join me every Friday, 1 p.m. Pacific, for my all-new show, The Dawn Christie Show. Join me as I discuss love, spiritual readings, your purpose, why am I born, what am I here to do. So don't forget to tune in The Dawn Christie Show at 1 p.m. Pacific, exclusively on LA Talk Live. You can also catch us on iTunes Radio R&B or watch us on Ustream TV, reality radio, handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk.
What's going on? It's your man Mello D, inviting you to join me every Thursday at 2 p.m. for my new show, Dane's World. Join us for new hip-hop, rap, as well as upcoming artists. So don't forget to tune in to Dane's World exclusively on latalklive.com. You can also catch us on iTunes Radio, R&B, or watch us on Ustream.tv. Reality radio, handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, where we are more than just talk.
Your favorite herbalist Tahuti Ma'atra is no longer with D Herbs and is now at dhealthstore.com, the new home of Tahuti's famous full body detox and other great products that you have come to cherish and trust over the years. If you're sick and tired of being sick and tired of diabetes, high blood pressure, fibroid tumors, obesity, low energy, visit dhealthstore.com today or call toll free 888-823-9416. That's 888-823-9416. dhealthstore.com. Hey, welcome back to Perspectives Corner with Rhona Bennett. I have a few more bodies at the table. Miss Brandy Burks is in studio with me right now. Yes, welcome to the show, Brandy.
Hello.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Brandy is an NAACP Theater Award nominated playwright. Let me just brush your shoulders off, okay? Because I was like, that's awesome.
Thank you.
That is really awesome. So I can't wait to dig into Brandy's story and just get to know a little bit more about you, what drives you, and how even that a nomination has affected who you are, you know, what you would like to do with your career, where you see yourself even in 10 years, like what kind of vision you have for yourself. And then Gil, tell us your full name, Gil.
Gil Nelson.
Gil Nelson is in Brandy's stage. Yes, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Gil Nelson is in Brandy's stage production that will be at the Wilshire E. Bell Theater in Los Angeles on July 28th, right?
Yes.
Saturday night, one show only.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen. So please go out and support her work. The name of the show is Nylon.
Absolutely.
Which is a little off the beaten path for what you were known for as far as your writing skills are concerned.
Correct.
You started out in the gospel play circuit, and then now you've kind of stretched and spread your wings, and Nylons has been quite interesting for you, huh?
Yes, it has, but it still has a message.
I believe
it has
it.
a real positive message. So you got to be able to reach the people that are not involved in the church.
All day long.
All day.
All day. Thank you for doing that. So, Gil, thank you for being here. And when we come, we're going to finish this article because we've been talking about what happened to my big plans. Now what? And I know everybody can relate to that. Everybody at some point, especially if you pass the age of 30, you've asked some question similar to that. Like, you know, I had some lofty dreams for myself and they didn't quite turn out the way I thought they would. Now what? So, okay, we've been asking ourselves the right questions because we are assessing real achievement. A lot of the times we'll compare ourselves to other people and other things outside of ourselves to assess how successful we are. But what we're finding out in this article is that may not be correct. You're not giving yourself enough credit. So here we come. Back to another question that you can ask yourself. More right questions to ask yourself when you are assessing your life's real achievements. How many times did I take criticism gracefully? Criticism is the acid test of character. It brings out the best in us and it brings out the worst. Whether it comes from a supervisor's cutting evaluation at work or an adolescent's whining complaint at home, criticism typically provokes one of two classic responses: the counterattack, criticizing the critic, or the retreat, wallowing in your own misery. But there is a third way. Some rise above the anger and hurt of the moment to hear every nuance of the criticism. These individuals are capable of saving what's useful and deleting what isn't. That way, criticism, fair or not, only adds to the stature of the one who's criticized.
Mm-hmm.
Count the times in your life that you've taken criticism gracefully. How about that?
Mm-hmm. It's hard. It's humbling, you know, for somebody to criticize your work, especially if you're an artist or,
Absolutely.
you know, yeah, you know, and come in and criticize you. You
Yes.
know, sometimes these days we call them haters.
But everybody might not be a hater. Somebody
Right.
might really be giving you some constructive
right.
feedback because you're so sensitive.
Right. I mean, and especially if you hear it several times, you got to know there's some truth to it, you know. And
Right.
so, you know, you got to take, you know, heed to it.
Yeah. And you know what I thought was most powerful for me in this statement was that way, criticism, fair or not, wait a minute, where is it? These individuals are capable of saving what's useful and deleting what isn't. That is so powerful to me because you don't, just because somebody's giving you constructive criticism, it doesn't necessarily mean it's your truth.
Right.
But you can listen to it with a neutralized perspective as much as possible and just try to take from it what you can that will propel you towards the next best step.
Right.
You don't have to take it all on. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's, all correct or whatever. Even if it is correct, take from it what you can that will move you towards the next best step.
Right.
But don't wallow in it. And you don't have to necessarily cut back out at somebody just because they were trying to put something on the table for you. What you think about that, Gil? I see you over here shaking your head.
I mean, it definitely is something, especially as an actor, you get criticized all the time by how you did something, how you said something, how you look. So you got to take it with a grain of salt because, everybody don't mean harm when they criticizing you, but most people just get in defense mode because they really don't want to hear the truth. Even if it's true or not, they don't really want to hear it. But at the end of the day, you got to be able to just listen and hear what people saying and really evaluate yourself. Most people don't really give themselves a self-talk or really look at themselves. They too busy looking at everybody else. But when you really do that, you can kind of take the criticism and like I said in the article, and take out the good and adjust yourself to it.
Right.
I heard that. Thank you for sharing that. Brandon, you have any thoughts?
It depends on who the criticism is coming from also. Like if I'm a playwright and then someone that has never wrote a story in their life, they're trying to tell me how to write something, it's kind of hard to take it from them. But if it's coming from another writer, it's a little bit easier.
I heard that. That's right. Assess who you're getting it from as well.
Yes.
You don't need to be listening to everybody.
Right.
So that's right. Take what you can from it. If there's something that can be gained, take that and delete the rest.
It's like your digestive system. It takes what it needs,
That's
what
right.
nutrition, and then deposits the rest.
Great analogy. And scene. Another right question to ask yourself. How many times did I make somebody's day? A sixth grader basks in your attentiveness as she tells you every detail of the demanding practice it takes to be a champion cheerleader. A friend's posture straightens when you say, I've seen you come through some tough times before, and I know you will do it again. The worried face of a boy struggling with a math problem breaks into a smile when you say, you try so hard, and I like that. Your carefully crafted compliments offered to colleagues, neighbors, and even strangers hits the mark when you're told, you just made my day. Count all the times in your life that you made somebody's day. These are the questions that they are saying that you can ask in assessing your life's achievements, in assessing success. It's not always wrapped in a trophy or, some outer accolade. It's not always like that. Sometimes it's totally based in character too.
Right.
Yeah? Yes. Okay, so these are the right questions to gauge how you are doing on life's achievement test. Instead of sizing yourself up by computing the sum of your property, position, credentials, use these questions to probe deep into the heart of your character. They measure what you are made of: courage, compassion, and humility. Sure, these questions might prompt you to think about some of your imperfections, but they also succeed in highlighting the true you. As you rise to great heights, turning ordinary moments of your everyday life into events of extraordinary significance. That's achievement with a capital A. Real achievement cannot be condensed into resumes or statements of net worth. Real achievements is always an inside job. When you ask yourself the right questions, you may be surprised to find that your bottle went much farther than you imagined. It is just possible that you pass life's achievement test with flying colors. So I thought that was, shout out to, who is this gentleman that wrote this article? Ernest R. Stair. Shout out to Ernest.
Great article.
Absolutely. I resonated with it so much that I was like, how can I get this to my audience? I wanted to blog about some of the things that hit me, and then I realized that I wanted to type out the whole dang on thing. I was like, everything's great. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am about to turn my attention to Miss Brandy Burks. She's in studio, here to talk about her play and talk about who she is. Brandy, this is on my mind, I don't know why. What drives you?
People. Ordinary people.
When you say that, what do you mean?
Ordinary people. Things that they go through in their day-to-day life. Just taking their story and making it extraordinary for everyone to see it.
I heard that. What made you want to become a writer?
Well, I was in a dead-end job, and they didn't have any work for me to do. So I just started writing. I started off with spoken word, and then I'm like, you know what, I'm going to write a play. And in 2004, started writing a play. 2005, produced my first play.
So wait a minute. Okay, right. 2004, she started writing. 2005, she produced her first play. Now, a lot of people would say they're going to do something. I mean, how many times do we hear talkers and not doers? What really pushed you to actually put it on its feet?
To put the play on its feet, I had a coworker that was working with me, and I'm like, you know what, they're not giving us any work. They have to give us something to do. I'm getting bored. So I started writing the play, and I said, you know what, I got to get a better job so that I could produce it. How am I going to produce it? And then she's like, you don't know how to produce a play. You've never done a play before. How are you going to do it? If there's a will, there's a way. So I started applying for all these jobs, asking for money that no one thought that I would be able to get. And there was one fish that, they bid it, and they said, we'll hire you. So I got hired, started making way much more money than I was making, produced my first play. A special friend of mine, she said, you know what, let's write a letter to all your close friends and family. You're not asking for any kind of money to pay any bills. You're asking to fulfill your dreams. Sent the letter out, got all the sponsors as far as my family and friends, plus the job that I was working, and I produced my first play July of 2005.
Wow.
That's awesome. We have a caller on the line. You're listening to Perspectives Corner with Rhona Bennett. Who's there? Are you there? I was thinking it was Mary for a second, trying to call back. Mary
I'm here.
Is this Mary?
This is Mary.
You got it right this time, lady.
Hi, Mary.
I've been patient. I'm waiting.
Thank you, Mary.
Brandy.
Hi, Mary.
I got my tickets, and I'm ready, girl. I love Nylon's play. That's my favorite play.
All right. When did you see Nylon?
I see Nylon when you did it at was it Studio 52?
Yes, we did it once in February, and we brought it back in April.
I love that place, my favorite, and I got my tickets, and I'm ready.
All right.
I gotta get a dress and some shoes, though.
All right. Well, come on out to the Wilshire Event.
I got my nylons on, they hot.
Are they?
I love it. You have a fan.
All right. Because all the girls in the play wear nylon, so. All right, Mary.
Thank you so much for calling, Mary.
You, and I can't wait. Thank you very much for having me.
Oh, thank you so much.
That's awesome. You have a fan.
All right. Mary's awesome.
That's what's up. All right. So, Gil, what part do you play in the play?
I play the character of Mr. Carter, and he's one of the main character, which goes by the name of Flossie, one of her dates in the play.
Yeah. And what's your motivation, if you will? What are you trying to do in the play?
My character has a kind of unique relationship with Flossie, and it's more of a backstory than what's shown. But once you see the play, you can kind of see the connection where it isn't all said out in dialogue, but you can see it once you see the play that I'm different from the other guys that she goes out with.
All right now. Okay. So where are you from?
D.C., Washington, D.C.
Yeah, I know you don't have a Cali thing on you. How long you been out here?
I've been out here now like a year and 6 months.
Okay, you're a newbie.
Yeah.
How you like it?
I like it.
I know you're loving the weather.
I can't beat it.
Can't fight it.
Especially
no more snow, no more none of that. Yeah.
Can't fight it.
I love it.
What was the toughest thing to transition into, if anything? in coming to LA?
My family. Being away from my family was the hardest part. That kind of bothered me in the beginning a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a real self-motivated type of person, so I knew I'd get past that. A lot of praying, a lot of lonely nights, but it works itself out in the end.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Brandy, how has being nominated for NAACP Theater Award, how has that changed what you want for yourself, if at all? How has it expanded on your goals, if at all?
Well, when I was first nominated, I was super, super excited because, anytime you're nominated or on the radio for the first time or in the newspaper, you get extremely excited. But now, I would say that, what would I actually say about that? As far as the NAACP, they really cater to, of course, the urban community.
Mm-hmm.
And I just got a call from them 2 days ago. They have this rule where you have to do 6 plays in order to be nominated. And so I said, you know what, I'm not trying to ask for any favors, but I went from a 99-seat theater, so I was doing it for several weeks. And now I'm doing one show, but it's a 1,270-seater. I'm like, does that make any difference? And they're like, well, no, it doesn't make any difference, but we do want to come and see the play because maybe we could work something out.
Yeah.
And I'm not asking for any extra favors, but I think it's really big to go from a small intimate theater to a large venue.
So, just a little.
So they're coming. So 10 of them will be there. 10 of them will be there on Saturday, July 28th to view the show.
Yes.
So.
Wow. Okay, Brandy, what you're saying to me is very inspiring for me because I study a lot of champions. And, like I said earlier, a lot of people will talk about things, but actually getting down and doing it is a whole other thing. And then on top of doing it, it seems like you've seen success quite quickly within this time span. I mean, you started writing in 2004. You put your first play up in 2005. You were nominated in 2006.
Yes.
Where does this draw? Who are your mentors? Who are your inspirations? Where does this come from?
It comes from, first of all, prayer. Anything that you, when you have a thought, to make that thought come to life, you just pray about it and do it. If it's God's will, it will be done. It's a real simple, ingredients, but we make it hard. We make it hard. But if you just pray about it and say, okay, God, talk to him like you're talking to a friend. Say, God, this is what I'm interested in doing. Let me know if I have your blessing on it. If he gives you his blessing, it'll all come to pass. Before you know, you'll look back and say, whoa, I did that one.
What makes you know that you got his blessing?
Because it's working for me. I work for the company that I moved on to make more money.
Mm-hmm.
I worked for them for 6 years, and I just left them a year and a half ago. So it's definitely working because I'm doing it full time.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's something that you're very passionate about. Were you always a writer, though?
I wrote a little bit in school. Was in a couple plays like Langston Hughes' play, but it started with just spoken word, with just doing poetry, going to the different poetry slams and all that.
Right.
And then I just had all these people in my head say, you know what, I'm gonna create a story. The first play, I got all my friends together because I didn't know any actors. Got them all together, gave them the script. And they learned the script, and we're like, okay, we're going to make it happen. And we did.
Wow. Awesome. Who's on the line? You're listening to Perspectives Corner with Rhona Bennett.
Hello?
Yes.
Oh, I was calling in to speak to Brandy Burks and Gil Nelson.
You got it. She's on the mic.
Hi, Brandy and Gil. This is Akosawa. I was just calling in to say congratulations to the both of you. I will be there at 9 Lines.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Love it.
I just recently moved back from California. I'm to California from D.C., so I hear the D.C. accent over there, Gil. But I actually went to high school with Brandy, grew up with Brandy. So this is the only play I haven't seen, so I'm excited to see it. Whoever don't have any tickets, get your tickets.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Your folks are calling in and supporting you. I love that.
Awesome.
Whoa. So does anybody have children at the table?
No, my plays are my children. I got 6 children, 6 plays. So those are my kids.
When you say 6 plays, not at the same time.
No.
Okay,
no,
but
they're not twins. I mean, I didn't have them all together.
you have sex tuplets.
Yes.
Gil, you have kids?
Yes, I have kids. Yeah.
How do they play a role in your big world?
My kids are kind of big now,
Mm-hmm.
but they kind of see what I'm doing,
Mm-hmm.
and it kind of makes them feel that they can do anything, and that's what I try to put in my kids' minds, that you can achieve anything, and I'm kind of a walking example for them.
Yeah.
So
Has being a dad changed you in a way that you can share with us here today? Like, what would be the most significant thing you've pulled away from being a parent so far?
I used to be a little had a bad temper. I used to react kind of badly to any kind of situation, quick. And I had a situation where my daughter was in the car with me, and I got into it with somebody. I forgot she was in the back seat, and then when I realized she was in the back seat, it just made me really think about my whole life different, because I didn't want her to do the same exact thing that she just seen, and kids kind of do what they see.
Yes.
Right.
So once I seen that, that kind of changed, and she was like 3 then, and that kind of changed my whole life at that point.
Interesting. How about you, Tony? What's been the most significant thing you've pulled away from being a dad so far?
Patience.
And he said,
Patience.
the way you said it is hilarious.
Patience.
Really?
I mean, yeah, definitely. Like he said, there's things that we do when we're only responsible for ourselves.
Right.
But when you start being responsible for other people, and you're molding them, that's a big responsibility. And you see a lot of people walking away from that. And because it's such a big responsibility, they don't know how to handle that type of responsibility for, my oldest is 23, and I'm still, she's just graduated from college, on her way to getting her master's. I got one on her way to college in Long Beach State.
I know, I'm so happy for you.
And I got one I'm trying to get off to college. But, something that was something I didn't achieve because I had my daughter at 19. I was in the middle of a basketball scholarship, and I didn't get to finish college. So seeing them now going and, me molding them and letting them know that that's the most important thing right now,
Okay, I want to interject, because speaking on tonight's subject, which is what happened to my big plans. Now what? Did you have the dream of being a basketball star?
Oh, yeah, I was. I mean, I was All-American coming out of high school. Like I said, between my 7th grade year and my first year in college, I only lost 17 games. I won championships at every level.
Wow.
So yeah, for me to have to go and experience that, and what happened was that it was a complicated pregnancy. We had twins, and one died at birth. And so I had to basically give up my college career because my girlfriend at the time was in labor at 3 months, and so she had to be bedridden.
Wow.
So I had to give up everything and then turn around and be a dad, and with a complicated pregnancy on top of that.
So tell me something then. With that said, because I think that's a great example for so many people dealing with something happened and things changed. The direction of my life changed. That's not where you are today. How do you feel about that? How have you looked at your life and how things have panned out? What does it mean to you now?
I mean, I think I don't regret anything I've gone through as far as marriages, divorces, and so forth. I think it's all a plan. God puts you, and you go through tests for a reason, and it just depends on what you do with that test. I'm a big believer in that. And if you keep failing it, it's going to keep happening over and over again until you get it right.
Yep.
Do you still feel you're on track with your purpose? Because I mean, like you said, that was your passion. Have you found another passion? Like, what is the outcome of how you feel about where your life is today?
I feel good. I mean, I'm not too big of a flashy person. I don't care about the big house. I don't care about the big cars and the big bank accounts and all that, because you see people out there with that and they're unhappy. Their life is not, and so, like you said, you can't measure your success on somebody else's success, because you don't know in the background what's really going on. You just see what the media is showing you, but you don't see what's going on in the bedroom and in the bank accounts and all that.
Well, I want to thank everybody at the table for being candid, Thank you very much, Tony. Thank you, Gil. Thank you, Brandy.
Thank you for having me.
Everybody, be sure to check out Brandy's play this weekend at the Wilshire E. Bell Theater in Los Angeles, California. It is Saturday, July 28th. One show only. What time?
8 p.m.
8 p.m. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And if I could leave you with a quick two things, probably, because I found them today while I was out. I love Deepak Chopra. And what did he say? Where's this thing? You see, I got it on paper. I was just writing everything. I was like, whoa, what is he? The quality of intention. The quality of your intentions and attention determines the world that you experience. Where you're putting your attention and what's your intention in that space determines the world that you experience. I thought that was pretty cool. It just stuck out. I was like, whoa. And then it said the world, this follows with that. The world is a mirror of your state of consciousness, meaning where you're at in your mental mind state is how you're seeing what's outside of you. So when you change your thoughts, you can change your world. When you change what you give your attention to, you can change what you experience in your world.
I agree.
So get out there and create, everybody. It's never over. Get out there and create. If you find that something's not working out and going in the direction you want it to go in, change what you're giving your focus to. Change where you're directing your focus. Change how you change your habits.
And sometimes
break some patterns.
Change your surroundings.
Change your surroundings.
Yeah.
All the best to you. Thank you for tuning in tonight. You've been listening to Perspectives Corner with, Rhona Bennett. Okay, Tony always has to remind me. Check me out at RhonaBennett.com, y'all. I always have something going on. I've been adding more dates with In Vogue. We're on the road. We got some stuff coming up the 4th, the 9th, and the 10th. I think, Hawaii, Napa, and Ventura. So check that out if you get an opportunity. I also have a book coming out, Got Motivation, How to Stay Motivated. This is by Rhona Beasy. It'll be out soon. So come and check me out at RhonaBennett.com and say what's up. Join the newsletter. Stay on board with that. I got a lot of cool stuff coming up. I'm also sending out supportive material to keep you motivated, baby. Until next time. Peace. Her information? Oh, yeah, we put, okay, she said one more time for the role. Okay, Wilshire E. Bell Theater, July 28th.
8 p.m. Saturday, Nylon.
And where can they get tickets at? How do they get tickets?
You can get tickets at www.brownpapertickets.com. You can call 323-600-7402.
Thank you, Brandy.
Thank you for having us. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Until next time, everybody. Peace.
I'm kind of a big deal. Now say we are the champions. We are the champions. We are the champions. We are the champions. Now say we are the champions. We are the champions. We are the champions. We are the
We know there are many choices in internet radio, and the staff and host of LA Talk Live would like to thank you for choosing the internet's hottest destination for the most eclectic sound and invigorating talk. This is LA Talk Live. We are more than just talk.
I am the champion. Hey, what can I say? I am the champion. Light, cameras, action. Please, no interview. Whenever I play. Now say we are the champions. We are the champions. We are the champions. We are the champions. Now say we are the champions. We are the champions. We are the champions. We are the champions. Whenever I play. Whenever I play.